even though we experience this adversity right now, this adversity can really help us to get on the other side of success, right? It could be that one thing that could be holding us back from being able to achieve happiness, to achieve peace, to achieve joy. And we let the negativity sometimes, or we let the self limiting beliefs sometimes stop us from being able to experience pure freedom. So I am Sheresa Elliott. I am originally from Murfreesboro, North Carolina, and I currently live on the Crystal Coast of North Carolina, which is in Beaufort, North Carolina. I have been a social worker for about 10 years now, and I started off in a local DSS agency working in a small program called Work First. And I knew at the age of 15 that I wanted to be a social worker. And I ended up working for a program called Work First, where I had the opportunity to work with, it was a self sufficiency program. So we helped individuals find jobs and also provided like daycare assistance and transportation just to help them to become self sufficient. A lot of career and job readiness tips and trainings. And I really, really enjoyed that. So I then decided that I was going to transition a little bit, and I went into um, foster care, and I started doing foster care. I started as a licensing worker, and that was very fun. It was very interesting. It was fun. I was getting into another aspect of social work, and I loved just being able to provide families with the supports of making their dreams come true as foster parents, also just supporting families and being able to take care of other children. So now I'm like, wow, this is a full circle moment, because my mom used to take care of these children who were abused. And I mean, she wasn't like a licensed foster care worker, but she was definitely providing a safe environment for these children. So then I had the idea, okay, now I want to go to graduate school. Now, me going to graduate school was a dream, but I kind of got stuck for a minute. I entered this phase. I was going through a divorce and I lost my identity. I really didn't know who I was or what I wanted to do. So I kind of started to stall a little bit, and my dreams started to defer, and I just did not know exactly how I wanted to move forward with my career. I still had a love and a passion for social work, but I didn't feel like I was equipped to go to graduate school. I ended up actually starting a mentoring program to empower other young women to step out and be the person that they wanted to be. I remember telling one of my very close friends, I want to be like her. I want to be like her. I want to be like her. She's such a great social worker. She has this nice agency. She's able to speak and do all these things to empower other people. And I feel that deep inside of me, but I don't feel like I can do that. And that person spoke life into me, and they was like, you are her. And I was like, I am me? Like, no, not me. And I think so many times we get so caught up in the picture of what things look like and how we want to show up and be like other people, and how, other people's lives just seem so easy and so, fascinating, that we have this image in our mind that is so captivating to be that person, right? So I ended up naming my organization I Am Her, where I empowered other young teens to just follow their dreams, to do the things that they wanted to do, to be heroic, to be elegant, and to be radiant. And we help them with college preparation and financial literacy. And through that program, so many teens that I work with were able to live their dreams, and they were able to overcome low self-esteem and build positive self-confidence, and just learn about more about themselves and learn more about their dreams and their goals. And then I, in turn, ended up going to graduate school, pushing myself to do things that I truly wanted to do. So I then went to graduate school and went through a lot of adversities through graduate school. Ended up finalizing my divorce. I lost my mother. I ended up pregnant and had my first child. And all through those challenges, I still persevered. I still pushed through. I did not give up. I was very resilient. I didn't let those things, stop me from accomplishing my goal of becoming a therapist, which at that time I really didn't know where that road was going to lead to, if I'm completely honest. I knew I wanted to go to graduate school, but going the clinical route was not something that I had in mind. But it happened to work out, and it happened is now one of the most rewarding experiences that I've ever had. And I'm thankful for that journey, because that journey taught me so much about myself and allowed me to just build my character and kind of just build who I am and how I'm able to show up today as an individual. So that journey taught me a lot just about being able to push through and really acknowledge the fears when they happen, and not to give the fears so much control, but for us to have courage and for us to have power to be able to stand against those fears, even when they feel like they are about to take us out. And we don't know the answers, we don't know the ways, we don't know how we're supposed to push through in those moments, but we stand up and we be brave. And in our bravery, we find so much strength and we find so much opportunity, because we just made a conscious decision to be able to fight through what was telling us that wasn't going to be. Like in our minds, sometimes we think that things are not for us, or that we can't achieve certain things, or that certain things just don't align with who we are, what we do. And a lot of that is the negative self talk. And then we start to self sabotage and tell ourselves that we're not worthy of these things, or that we don't deserve certain things. And I think it's very important for us to be able to acknowledge and pinpoint when those things are happening. Which, even though we experience this adversity right now, this adversity can really help us to get on the other side of success, right? It could be that one thing that could be holding us back from being able to achieve happiness, to achieve peace, to achieve joy. And we let the negativity sometimes, or we let the self-limiting beliefs sometimes stop us from being able to experience pure freedom. So I really like to empower my clients to take that step and take the action that they need to take, so that they can have that unstoppable confidence to do all the things that they know that they've been called to do. It was just scary. It was just very scary. So when I go to do things now, I always kind of think about how scary it was whenever I went to undergrad, and how I was able to push through, right? And how I was able to graduate, and the people and the connections and the networks that I was able to make while I was there. Along the way and up until right now, I can say that I've definitely gotten more disciplined. And I had to understand that in order for me to be where I am now and to be able to show up how I am now, I had to get to a level of discipline where things worked for me and I didn't work for things. So that had to do with my time management. That had to do with my self discipline. That had to do with how this decisions that I made about community and about networks, and making sure that I was aligned with things that fed me, that fed my soul, that felt my spirit, that allowed me to live and be free in who I am as a person. So I honestly feel like, things that some of the things that I was interested in undergrad, they don't have my interest anymore. But where I am now, I had to go through certain things along the way through undergrad. I had to go through these adversities. I had to get this divorce. I had to, have my first son. I had to experience death, so that when I work with my clients now, I already kind of have that experience. Not only do I have the knowledge and I'm trained, but now I have this experience that I can be more relatable. And I did not understand any of those things while I was going through them. Why does it have to be me? Why do I have to go through through these things? Like, come on, God, like why you're really using me right now? But I really had to understand, and I didn't understand it honestly until about last year. Like, okay, wow, I had a light bulb moment, and I was like, I had to go through those things so that I could empower someone else, so that I could use my story to encourage someone else who might be going through the same very things, and give them strength, give them courage, to allow them to know that this isn't the end all be all. Like, yes, it's challenging right now, and life is hard right now. Yes, we're going through a lot right now, but you can get through this. You have the strength to get through this. Use your networks, use your support, use your resources, and push through. So definitely just being more disciplined with my time. Not giving my time to things that don't align with me, not spending my time just kind of sitting in self pity or sabotaging myself, but really working and really growing as an individual, practicing self love, practicing gratitude, practicing all these different things just so that I can continue to be more empowered and continue to do the work that I've been called to do. Girl, you got it. Undergrad was very scary. That was my first time ever being away from home, and very close with my family. And I used to cry on the phone with my parents because I missed them. And I was on this new life journey, and I had to figure it all out by myself. My first year of undergrad, I failed terribly. And it was because I was homesick. And every opportunity that I got to go home, I went home. But I did not believe that I was able to be on this campus and do this work and do it all by myself. I felt like I needed my family. I felt like I was alone, and I felt like nobody knows how this little country girl feels on this big campus. But once I changed my mindset about me being away from home and the opportunities that Winston-Salem State held for me, leading on to East Carolina University, leading on to me being in a private practice right now, I would say, girl, you got it. And I did not understand then that everything that I needed was already within me. I already had all the tools and all the resources. I just didn't know how to use them. I didn't know how to tap into my courage. I didn't know how to tap into my resiliency. I didn't know how to tap into just me being able to be empowered and just embrace who I was growing to be. I was afraid of that 15-year-old girl that decided to go to undergrad. I was afraid of her. I was afraid of her being alone. I was afraid of her being on this campus and showing up as her true self. I was afraid of how other people was viewing her. I was afraid of being able of sitting in these classrooms with these professors. I didn't even know what a syllabus was when I first got to undergrad. I threw it away. I would go back. And I would tell her, you got this. And all throughout my journey and all throughout everything that I have ever done, I would still go back and tell myself, girl, you got it. Like, you got it. You can pass this test. You can deal with the loss of your mom. You can deal with going through this divorce. You can deal with living in a new area with nobody you know. You can do this. Like, you are more than enough. You have everything that you need. And if you trust God along the way, He will give you everything that you need to get to this next level. So that's definitely something that I would tell myself. I think that I would say face your fears so that you can have unstoppable confidence. And I say that because we as individuals kind of get so consumed in the impossibles. we let what we think is impossible control our actions, which typically leads to us not taking action at all. So, if we want to get to a level where we show up as strong, courageous, confident individuals, the first thing that we have to do is have the courage to face our fears. And that just kind of looks like looking fear dead straight in the face and saying, like, hey, you're making me feel uncomfortable right now, but I will not let you control my actions. And a lot of times people don't associate the two together. But when we have these self limiting thoughts and beliefs, we kind of minimize the things that we want to do. We make it safe. We change the big goal to something that we feel is more attainable because we don't want to fail. We don't want to experience rejection. We don't want to experience, what it's like if it doesn't work out. We don't want to exposed to everyone else that it didn't work for me, or I tried it but look at me now because I have to start over. We will experience different things all throughout life, different struggles, different experiences, different adversities, and they are meant to make us stronger. They are meant to allow us to grow. They are meant to put us in a position where we can get to the next level, experience those uncomfortable feelings so that when we get to the next level, we can show gratitude and appreciation on a different level. And then use that in the next time we face an adversity to show up and do the work and know that we can get through that obstacle just like we just got through the last obstacle. So I really do believe that these adversities and struggles sometimes are meant to, of course, grow us in different areas of our lives and in different areas of our character. I mean, it wouldn't be an adversity if we didn't grow from it. And once we view it as that, then I think it'll be a lot easier to tackle and work through these things.
Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and comment with your own thoughts and experiences. If you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe to our channel at Real Life Videos. Let's rehumanize.